Hello everyone, continuing with gears and gear train. Today we'll be discussing the topic that is law of gearing. Law of gearing is also one of the very important topic in gear drives. So in this particular session we'll be discussing the derivation related to law of gearing and we'll be deriving the statement. So let's start with law of gearing. So first of all, I'll start with the statement. What this statement says is, for correct gearing, a constant angular velocity ratio for all positions of wheel is required. That means it will be possible only when it follows the law of gearing, which states that the common normal at the point of contact must pass through the pitch point. That is, as we say that the gear are the positive drives. So to have the constant angular velocity ratio, the law of gearing must be satisfied, and the law states that the common normal at the point of contact must pass through the pitch point. What does this statement means is, we'll be dealing this with the proof and in a very conceptual manner. So let's start with the proof. So as I said, the law of gearing states that the common normal at the point of contact must pass through the pitch point. So let me start with the diagram for the proof. So proof starts with, suppose we have two gears, say gear A and gear B. The point of rotation or the axis of rotation for gear A is say M, and the axis of rotation of gear B is say O. These two gears are, or we can say the teeth of the two gears are meeting at a point say P. So P is the point of contact for the teeth of gear A and gear B. So join MP, also join OP. You should be very strict and very focused to make the concepts. You should be focused in the figure. If you understand the figure, you will be understanding maximum of its part. So what I did is, I took two gears A and B. The center of gear A is at M, the center of gear B is at O. We joined the two with the point of contact, that is point P. Also join the two centers, that is MO. Clear? Now the gear A rotates with angular velocity omega A in the anti-clockwise direction, and gear B, it rotates in the clockwise direction with angular velocity omega B. Now from the point of contact, that is P, if we make a common normal, say ZZ, clear, we have made a common normal passing through the point P, it is intersecting the line MO, that is the line joining the two centers at certain point say N. So this N must be the pitch point. Clear? So this N will be the pitch point. Now since this gear A is rotating with angular velocity omega A and the distance from point M to P is MP, before that let's draw the common tangent also. So the common tangent shown by the dotted thin lines, this is a common tangent. Now let the gear A is rotating with linear velocity, say at point P, the linear velocity is VA. So what is this VA? VA is the linear velocity of point P on link A, or you can say on gear A. So this direction of this VA will be perpendicular to the line joining the center of rotation with point of application of velocity. So it will be perpendicular to MP, and the magnitude of this VA, that is velocity of gear A, will be omega A into MP, that is the angular velocity of gear A multiplied by the distance MP. In the same way, let this VA, that is linear velocity of point P considering on gear A, makes an angle alpha with common normal. This we have just taken for easiness. In the same way, let the linear velocity at point P on gear B is Vb. This Vb will be perpendicular to OP. This Vb will be perpendicular to OP, and this gear B, which is rotating with omega B, so it will make the magnitude of this Vb equals to omega B into the distance OP. Very clear? Let this Vb, that is linear velocity of gear B at point P, is making an angle beta with common normal. I think the figure is very clear. Now let's make certain construction. From point M, draw a perpendicular on the common normal and mark it as mx. In the same way, from point O, on this common normal, draw a perpendicular OY and mark the point on the common normal as y. Clear? So this is the figure. Hope you are very clear with the figure. If the figure is clear, 90% of our doubts are clear. That means the concept has been developed. Now let's start with the proof. According to this figure is very much clear to you. What I told you is a pair of gear teeth A and B are in contact at point P. Then point M and O are the centers of rotation of the curved bodies. Whatever I explained you, I have just put them into words. N is the normal to M, O, line joining centers of gears. So N is the pitch point. Let VA, omega A, VB and omega B be the linear and angular velocities of the curve bodies A and B respectively. This curved bodies A and B means the gears A and B which are intersecting at point P. So since the two bodies, very important, since the two bodies A and B remains in contact, so the component of their relative linear velocities along the common normal must be equal. That is, what I mean to say is, if VA is the linear velocity of gear A and VB is the linear velocity of gear B at point P, so the components of these two linear velocities along the common normal must be equal. So what does it mean is, that is, the component of this VA along common normal, that is VA cos alpha, we can say, the component of this VA along this common normal making an angle alpha, and in the same way VB is making an angle beta, it will be VB cos beta. So what does it mean? Component of VA along common normal is equal to component of VB along common normal, that is along this ZZ, that is VA cos alpha is equals to VB cos beta. Clear? Now we will try to identify this cos alpha and cos beta also. So what is VA? I already told. VA is omega A into MP, and what is VB? Omega B into OP, where omega A and omega B are the angular velocities of gear A and B respectively, and MP and OP are the distance of center of rotation to point P for gear A and B respectively. So VA is omega A into MP. You just focus on the figure and then try to make the concept. What is VA? VA is the linear velocity. It is angular velocity into the distance from the point of rotation, that is, for VA it will be omega into MP, and for VB it will be omega B into OP. So putting these two values in this particular equation, we get omega A MP into cos alpha equals to omega B OP into cos beta. We have replaced VA and VB with omega A MP and omega B OP respectively. Now for cos alpha and cos beta, let's focus on two triangles, that is MPX. M P X, in this triangle MPX and another triangle OPY. So what will be angle alpha in triangle MPX? This will be angle alpha. How this will be angle alpha? Very clear. This is 90 degree. This ZZ is making a 180 degree angle. This is alpha. This is 90. So this angle will be alpha minus 90. So this angle will be 90 minus alpha. So this angle will automatically be 90 minus alpha. If this is 90 minus alpha, this will be alpha. So from triangle PMX, if this is alpha, so cos alpha will be mx upon mp. I have already mentioned it. In the same way, in triangle OPY, hope you can see this triangle OPY, this angle, the angle at point O on the triangle will be the beta. So if this is beta, what will be cos beta? Cos beta is base upon hypotenuse. So base is OY upon OP. So putting this mx upon mp as cos alpha and cos beta as OY upon OP, in this equation we will get omega A mp into mx upon mp equals to omega b OP, and cos beta is replaced by OY upon OP. So omega A mp mx upon mp equals to omega b OP OY upon OP. So cancel this mp with mp and OY with OY, OP with OP. We get omega A mx equals to omega b into OY, which we can say that omega A into mx equals to omega b into OY, or we can write it as omega b upon omega A equals to mx upon OY. Very clear? Any doubt? Okay. If you have any doubt, you can pause the video and you can mark it in the comment section. I will be replying you as and when possible, as soon as possible. So let this be question 1. Now again, see triangles M and X. See this figure again. M and X. This triangle M and X and triangle OYN. Triangle M and X and OYN. Let me make it separate also. This M and X, that is M and X and OY, and these two are similar. Since if these two are similar, how it is similar? This angle is 90 degree, this is 90. This at N, they are vertically opposite angles, so it is similar triangles. And we know that if the triangles are similar, their sides are in, the ratio of their sides are in equal proportion. So we can write mx upon OY equals to mn upon ON equals to nx upon ny. Very clear? Very clear. Let this be equation 2nd. Now from equation 1st and 2nd, that is from equation 1st, that is omega b upon omega A equals to mx upon OY. Yes. And equation 2nd says that this is equals to this entire. So we can write that omega b upon omega A from equation 1st and 2nd is equals to mn upon on. What is this mn? This is the distance of point N from the center of gear A. And what is this on? This is the distance of point N from the center of rotation of gear B. So this is what is required and proved. So what does this shows us is, that is for the positive drive or the exact velocity ratio, this ratio should be constant, and if this is constant, obviously omega b upon omega A will be constant. So finally we can conclude that the angular velocity ratio is inversely proportional to the ratio of distance of point N from centers M and O. What does it means? Omega b is omega b upon omega a equals to mn upon on, it says that the velocity ratio is inversely proportional to the ratio of distance of point n from center m and n. Also, for correct gearing, as I already mentioned in the very first slide, a constant angular velocity ratio for all position of wheel is required. Very obvious for correct steering, as we say that it is a positive drive. So constant angular velocity ratio for all positions of wheel is required, and this will only be possible when this particular equation is satisfied. That means it will only be possible only when the point N becomes the pitch point, and this is the law of gearing. And what does it finally states that is the common normal at the point of contact must pass through the pitch point. Hope you are clear. Thank you so much. For any doubts or anything, you can contact me through my email IDs, or for more videos you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, that is Gagan Bansal. Thank you so much.